So are these evil, though?
Well, it all depends. I think so, and I think, because I judge them by their fruits, but sometimes we can't see what the greater outcome is. And, some believe that God would place Satan before us as a challenge so that we would become more of ourselves and be more spiritual. So in some ways, the Illuminati feel that way as well, that they're tempering society. They're actually building this one world, and they have been for millennia. And how that goes for so long is a very curious question, how these mystery schools have co-opted and controlled nations all this time. Almost every leader of your government, in Congress, in presidents, your police officers, your judges, they've all done these rituals, and they think it innocuous. My father called the rituals gobbledygook, and he was the man doing them. He was the one leading the ritual through. He would be the one that would kill you as Hiram Abiff, and then bury you, and then resurrect you with the grip of the lion's paws, the Masons call it, and then you would be brought back to the life and shown the light. And the light that they show you is a pentagram, a 5-pointed star with a G in the center, and they say, this is Venus. You are now awoken to the light of Venus. And like I say, if you look up Venus in the dictionary, or you look Lucifer up in the dictionary, you're going to find that Venus is Lucifer. And then you'll find a friction match, and then the third definition typically amends and says Christian Satan. But the original term Lucifer is Venus. And so when you're awoken in the Freemasonic ritual, you are awoken to Lucifer, to Venus. And I know that gets confusing, but that's because we don't have the complete history of planet Earth and the reason Venus was so venerated and feared back in the day. I'll tell you most likely that it means geometry. Some would say that it means God, and others say Gnosticism. I disagree with all of these because I follow their strict, rigid roots within Kabbalism, and therefore the G has to go back to Hebrew, and the G in Hebrew is actually the camel that you find on your camel pack. If you look at the cigarette pack of camel, you'll see that there's two pyramids with the Great Pyramid missing, with the camel standing there. Well, in Hebrew, the letter G means camel, and so that's they got their G in the pyramid on their camel packs, and no one even knows. But the camel actually, and the G line, is the path, the middle pillar up what they call the tree of life in Kabbalism. So there are 10 stations within the tree of life that you want to go through, and they believe this as a map of the other side, the other world, the other dimension. And if you can, you want to make the most straightforward path from what is known as Malkuth, or Earth, to Kether, which is God. And in order to get up there the quickest, you take the middle pillar, which is G, the camel, which is also the Empress in the Tarot. So that is what I believe the symbolic meaning of this is the path through the abyss, which Aleister Crowley was supposedly trying to make it through and did not.
Right. Lucifer isn't necessarily pagan or occult or evil. And that would be something that most Christians I think they would take issue with.
Well, I haven't necessarily said that.
Okay, well, that's what I said. If you didn't say what I think you said, then please speak up.
Right. Well, I'm a researcher, so I look at things openly, and I'm not ready to apply good or evil yet, because perhaps W was the best thing for the world. I'm not sure about that. He was considered evil, he was considered horrible, but he brought out some strong enthusiasm out of American patriots. So, but at the same time, I don't believe in their fruits. The black and white that I see them using, and their checkerboard square that they venerate, is the idea that they do both good and bad works to bring about this great work. And so Lucifer is a difficult one, because you can't outline Lucifer, because, like I say, he's only a composite biblical character. There is no strict, rigid biblical verse on Lucifer. But you might find it curious that as you look at the story of Lucifer, and you realize that the words for Lucifer, or the words for Satan, when Jesus said, "I beheld Satan as lightning falling from the heavens," okay, the word lightning in the ancient Aramaic is barak.
Oh, that's interesting.
And from the heavens is it would be from, the conjunction, and the heavens is Bama. So our president currently is lightning from heaven, which is the definition of Satan. So if we're looking for a Luciferian Satanist, then look no further than Barack Obama, because that's what Jesus said. I beheld Satan as Barack Obama. That would be
back up, Freeman. Say that again for me.
the word in Hebrew for lightning is Barak.
Right.
B-A-R-A-Q. I have this all. If people want to follow along, you can go to FreemanTV.com and click on Freeman's blog, because I do have all this outlined with Strong's dictionary and the Hebrew dictionary, and you can see this, for yourself, and it's all there on the blog. So the word lightning in Hebrew and Aramaic is Barak, and the word from the heights is Bama, and then an O or a U or a V is a conjunction, so saying from, and because O, U, and V are all the same letter in Hebrew. So Barak, lightning, O from Bama, the heights, lightning from the heights is Barack Obama.
Okay.
And he rides around in the Beast. Right?
Meaning what?
His limousine.
What, the limousine is a beast?
Yes, absolutely. It's known as the Beast. And then,
okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Okay.
I got your point there. So, go ahead.
Well, this is where things start to get strange.
All right.
This is, he's now at war with, the concept of Satan. Now, there's another thing we need to question. Where does this come from, this idea of this serpent deity that is of evil root? And when you start to look back to the original monotheistic religion, that takes you back to Akhenaten and the cult of Amarna in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So Akhenaten then dispersed the cult of Amen and brought the cult of Aten to fruition and moved the capital from Egypt, from Thebes to Amarna, and started this whole new monotheistic religion that worshipped the sun, Aten. But this sun god, Aten, also had its adversary, and it was known as Apep. And he was the first evil serpent deity of destruction. And later, when the Greeks were rewriting this, it became Apophis. And so we have the Aten and the Apophis. And this was the original prototype of Satan from the Egyptian religion. Now, what's really curious, if you really want to take this to the next level, and what we'll get to in the coming space war, is that Obama is going to have to defeat Apophis. So now we have the lightning from heaven, Satan, riding around in his beast battling Apophis. And he happens to look identical to Akhenaten, and his family as well. Michelle is identical to Queen T, Akhenaten's mother.
I knew you were just going to say that. I just knew that when you said, look identical. And there is something about her that, even if you go way past Egyptian times, there is something about her that seems to be, part of that whole aura. I don't know.
Well, have you seen my artwork on the family?
No.
Well, you should definitely go over to FreemanTV.com and check it out, because the picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, I have not manipulated these images whatsoever. What I did was took a photo of Akhenaten's bust, and I took a photo from Obama's Time magazine cover, and I split his face in half, and I placed it on Akhenaten's face, and they are identical match. Then I took Michelle Obama's high school photo, because I recognized her relationship to Queen T, who is really the true power behind Akhenaten, and that's his mother. And I placed her high school photo over the bust of Queen T, and they are identical. Then I found that there were 2 daughters of Akhenaten's 6 daughters that went on to become co-regents themselves, or pharaohs themselves, and they are the spitting image of Malaya and Sasha. So the entire family of the Obama family are spitting images, identical. You go check the picture for yourself. Identical to the family of Akhenaten. And now he has to battle. What
does that tell you, Freeman? Are you saying they've been reincarnated?
Some think that. I say that's more improbable. The idea of an entire family reincarnating together at one point is just beyond bounds for me. No. What we're looking at here is the true valid fact that we can clone mummies. And when we start to understand the level of where our Illuminati government military industrial complex actually are in their technological advancements, then you'll realize that this is more valid answer.
Are you saying Obama is a clone?
I am saying that human genetic material, undamaged after 2,400 years, has been extracted from an Egyptian mummy and has been grown in the laboratory. That was posted in the New York Times, 1985. It is possible. And yes, I am suggesting that they are. It is the most likely to analyze this picture, we start to see that it is very possible. And if you understand this Illuminati Brotherhood, then you would understand that they would clone Akhenaten. And just as a strange little side note, King Tut's penis actually did disappear for a time during World War II and was only found about 3 years ago.
Well, I guess that wasn't much help to him then.